डबल गए। Hello, good morning. Good morning to all. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, friends. How are you? Fine. So we shall continue our discussion. We started welding yesterday. Then classification was over. Then we introduced two terms, that is heat transfer efficiency and heat melting efficiency. We will now move on to another topics and we'll solve some numerical problems. So two terms, heat melting efficiency, basically that is melting efficiency or factor, and then we discussed heat transfer efficiency or factor. Or factor. This I said F1, this I said F2. And now we'll introduce another term that is very useful, right? And we also discussed heat energy balance in a welding. There is a H welding is equal to H F1 F2, where HW is heat available at the welding, heat available or heat required, heat available for welding, and H is your heat generated at the source, heat generated at the source, right? And this is also equal to, it must be equal to Ms delta T plus ML. Then only this welding will be possible. And M is your weld mass, delta T, you know, that is melting temperature minus your ambient temperature. L is your latent heat of the material, latent heat, right? We discussed already these things yesterday. Now coming to the point, one term we call unit melting energy. Unit melting energy. that is we denote generally UM. Uh, Unit melting energy. One thing I would like to tell you all that definition in a book sometime now it is very standard words they use, the standard sentence they use, and it is very sometimes it is difficult to remember or to understand. In fact, the content is very simple, but because the book has to be, I mean, there is standard language, and then you face difficulty to understand. So what I will try to do now, or I mean, that I do generally, I simplify it, and in a simple layman language, we understand it. And that only helps. So unit melting energy is a term you unit volume of the material, right? A unit volume. Volume is unit. Volume is one. It may be 1 meter cube, meter millimeter cube, or 1 centimeter cube, right? So one when volume is one unit, then how much heat is required? How much heat is required to melt? Required to melt. That we call unit melting energy. Suppose if some 10 joule millimeter Q is there, it means you need 10 joule energy to melt 1 millimeter Q, right? Here volume is here volume. It is mass of the weld. It may be given in terms of volume of the weld, volume of the joint actually, the joint that is to be welded, that is to be welded, and this is your density of the material material, right? In terms of, so mass is equal to, we have rho v. So unit melting energy is basically equal to your ms delta t plus ml. But this is very complicated thing right now. We have to temperature difference, then latent heat, then specific heat. So to simplify that, generally the term is defined unit melting energy. It means it is given 10 joule per millimeter cube, it means to melt you need 10 joule of energy. That's all. Suppose our joint volume is V, right now joint volume is V, joint volume is V, that is to be welded joint volume is V, then energy required to weld will be equal to UM into V, that will be equal to HW, right? Means this is the volume, joint volume, this is the unit melting energy, and that is also equal to this, that is also equal to MS delta T plus ML. So generally, if unit melting energy is given and volume is given, then you will be knowing clearly that this much heat is required to weld, right? That W stands for weld, and H is your that heat generated at the source. So HW is equal to UM into V. V is not velocity; it is V is your volume. V is not your velocity, right? So we can write this one also, right? So basically, yeah. So we want to join two plates. That is your plate one, or this is your plate one, and this is your plate two. And this is the length of the weld. This is your length of the weld. This is your length of the weld. L is your length of the weld, and this AW is your cross section area of the weld. Cross sectional area of weld, right? So we can write volume is your AW into L, right? We can write, uh, everybody is clear? Okay, volume we can write AW into L, but generally welding is done in a rate form. Rate form. Again, I am writing this rate form. It means there will be some speed where metal will be deposited or metal will be melted, right? So HW here 10 joule per millimeter cube into, suppose volume is your 20 millimeter cube, right? Millimeter. So it is in a form of energy, right? 200 joule energy. H is 2, means it is energy form. If you want to write in a rate form, then you have to divide time, then divide with time, right? So it will be a rate form. Now it is in rate form. Means it will be per second. So it will be energy per second. It will be basically power. It will be like watt. And then um is same, and this is your volume divided by time, so it is your volumetric rate. So this you can write um into E by T, that is volume rate, right? No, volume rate. This metal deposition or this melting takes place with some speed. Suppose this U is your speed, U is your speed, U is your speed by which this welding takes place, right? Now, so volume deposition rate or volume melting rate will be equal to uh, AW into U, right? Now, so we can write UM into AW L by T. We can write, because volume V is equal to you have AW into L. So this you can write UM into AW into this L by T is your U, right? That U we call welding speed. Welding speed. So your now energy valence equation in rate form will be equal to UM into AW into U, where HW is the heat required to weld, right? You have a unit melting energy. AW is cross-sectional area of the weld, and U is your welding speed. So everything is in a rate form. So if you see, we will use this relation to find welding speed or area of cross-section, or it is generally UM is given. Generally UM, that is unit melting energy, is given because it is given, right? UM is given. That is your joule, I mean energy required to melt one volume, unit volume of the material. So, so this unit will be your joule millimeter cube, something like that. EW will be millimeter square, or U will be millimeter per second, right? So this finally it will be in the form of watt. It is power, right? Everybody is clear up to this point? Everybody is clear up to this? Fine. So U is what is U? U is your welding speed. welding speed, or we also call it is travel speed, right? Electrode travel speed, right? And power in electric arc welding, power P is equal to voltage into current, right? So this must be equal to this is your power in electricity, power of electricity, power in electricity, P is equal to voltage into current. So V is your voltage across the arc, and I is your current passing through the arc. We'll discuss more in details in arc welding, but here our topic is physics of welding, because your GATE syllabus you see physics of welding first you have to understand. So our topic is physics of welding. Okay, please solve this question. A shielded metal arc welding operation is performed on a sheet. Voltage 30 volt, current 225 ampere, the heat transfer factor F1 85.85, melting efficiency 0.75. The unit melting energy for the steel 10.2 joule per millimeter cube. Determine the rate of heat generated at the weld and the volume rate of metal welded. These are the answers. Please solve this. Please solve. Always please keep a calculator and a notebook, right? You feel like it is in a normal classroom. It is not YouTube video, just watch and things, right? It will help you. If you feel it will make it 100% like classroom. Yes, you are right. 4,303.1 watt. Hey, why other guys are slow? There are other guys here. Praveen, what do you call? I read name. We have total 10, right? Chandan, which Chandan is a newly joined guy. Then you have Neeraj, Nikhil, Rajat, Sanket, Praveen, Munir Babu. Chandan is a first class, right? Very nice. It is easy. Easy problem you all can solve, right? Anybody, any, I mean, yes, it is very easy. Just put the values, get the answer, right? So your HW is equal to H F1 F2, where H will be your PI, VI, right? And then the volume rate of you can calculate HW divided by, right? HW divided by, you can calculate. Everybody got the answer, I think. So for you, it will be difficult to understand. So you better wait for a new topic. Now another problem or two we'll discuss. Okay, so I read the problem. A gas tungsten arc welding operation is performed stainless steel whose unit melting energy is 9.3 joule millimeter per Q. The conditions are voltage 25 volt, current 125 ampere, and F1, that is heat transfer efficiency 0.65, melting efficiency 0.7. If the metal wire of diameter 3 mm is added to the operation, metal wire, that is filler wire, that is filler, and the final weld bridge is composed of equal volume of filler and base metal. If the travel speed in the operation is 5 millimeter per second, determine cross-sectional area of the weld, that means AW, and the feed rate at which filler must be supplied. Let me explain. Okay, fine. Let us understand this. Somebody have AW 30.57. Yes, that is AW is correct, Ravichandran. 30.5. AW is 30.6 millimeter square. Right. This is right. But you have to calculate now feed rate. You have to calculate feed rate. So we'll okay. These problems is not just not to get the answer, you have to understand it. Because when you solve the problem, I mean such type of conceptual or standard problem, they teach you theory. In fact, they teach you theory. Even one problem you solve, you need not to learn theory first. With the problem you can learn theory. Generally I was used to do. You start from the problem, then read necessary theory to solve the problem. That is reverse I was used to do. First, I will attempt questions. To solve the questions, what are the concept is required, what are the formula is required, that I will understand. So here it is very clear from the uh, data that, let me write down what we have right now. So is given to you, that is 9.3 joule millimeter cube, that is unit melting energy, and voltage, that is your 25 volt, very low volt, right? Then your current I is equal to 125 ampere, right? It is maybe something like two phase current or single phase current, right? Then diameter F1 is your heat transfer factor, that is 0.65, and F2 is 0.7 melting efficiency or melting factor. Diameter of the diameter of feeler wire is given to you, that is 3 mm, very small. 1 mm, you know how much? 3 mm, you know, so very small. Then you have right. First, you have to calculate cross-sectional area of the weld bead, means AW is equal to what? And then second, the feed rate of feeler, right? Feeler feed rate means this is your feeler, this is your feeler. Here you see this is your feeler, this is your feeler, and that is to be feed, right? Now at what rate? That velocity they want, that velocity feed rate velocity feed rate means up to what rate that electrode is to be lowered, is to be feed to this zone, welding zone, for this welding. The feed rate you have to calculate, right? Feed rate, how much? So the area of cross section of the feeler is this much, and if you multiply with the feed rate, so it will give you the volume rate of the filler material that is to be supplied to the weld area, right? First we'll calculate AW, and AW is very easy to calculate. You know that HF1 F2 is equal to unit melting energy, then AW into U, right? And you know U is given to you. What is the U value? It is given travel speed. Travel speed is 5 millimeter per second. It is given to you. U. But that is not feed rate. Again, I am telling you. That U is your what you call welding speed or travel speed. U is your 5 meter per second. So you know what is UM, what is so AW is equal to HF1 F2 divided by UM into U, and H you know power into current, sorry, voltage. That is voltage into current, and F1 is given to you, F2 is given to you, UM is given to you, this fellow is given to you, right? So you can write everything UM into U, and this comes how much? 30 point, or how much is coming? 30.6 millimeter square. That is the this area now. This area, right? This area is your AW, that is given. But this and this is your length, right? Now entire weld speed. Now this area, or I can say this volume. 1 minute. This then what is the volume rate? Volume rate will be your AW into U, that is U, and again this is your full, that is your entire welding material that is to be welded. But in your problem it is mentioned that 50% of this, I mean 50% of this means 50% of this deposition rate U or welding is your filler wire, right? Now filler material deposition rate, filler material deposition rate in your problem it is clearly mentioned, and 50% of this AWU is your base material melting rate, base or parent material melting rate. It is clearly explained, or it is mentioned in your problem. Weld bead, final weld bead is composed of equal volume of filler and base material. Final weld bead is made of equal volume of filler and base material. So this is your weld bead. This is your weld bead, right? This is the weld bead cross section area. This is the volume, right now. So this rate we can make it half for your filler material, that is filler material deposition rate, and half of this volume rate, that is weld bead, right? Now volume is your base material rate. Half is filler, half is parent material, and this is the volume rate of total weld bead. Weld bead, right? Now weld bead is made in this volume rate. Now we have to calculate feed rate. Feed rate. Feed of feed rate or feed rate of filler material. Filler material. As I said already, this is your filler material, right? It is to be fed to the welding, and this cross section area is 3 millimeter, right? The cross section area is pi by 4 d square, where this is d, and it is to be fed with some rate. Suppose velocity is u, small u, or small u. So feed rate will be equal to AU, and that must be equal to 50% of AW U, capital U, right? No. So U, that is U equal to AW U divided by this, and you have 50%, right? 0. What do you call it? Pi by 4 d square, where d is your diameter of the. Everybody got this? Or should I explain once again? This is feed rate, because it will be consumed. Right now, it will consume, and cross section area is pi by 4 d square into u is your, this is your half of the weld bead, that is AW into u, and where u is your welding speed or travel speed, right? So half you have to divide with cross section area of the weight. Sorry, filler weld. Is it fine? 21.6. No. Half of that will be answer. You have to take half of this. No. So 50% of 30.6 you take. What is AW? Into AW, you solve this. You solve this and tell me the answer. Feed rate is equal to AW into U divided by pi by 4 d square at 50%, right? Now 50, you have to take 50% of this, 0.5. 10.82 is the correct answer. 10.82 is the correct answer. So answer is 10.8. You should not rely always on your trainer or teacher. You should know, you must be clear, and you should stand in your concept. So basically, this problem tells you that 50% is your filler material and 50% is your parent material. So as per your problem, you have to check whether it is 100% parent material or 100% filler material. Fine, fine, everybody fine, fine. One is called thermal efficiency. Generally, sometimes instead of uh, melting factor or heat transfer factor, they use word thermal efficiency. What is thermal efficiency, right? Thermal efficiency means heat is converted into work, right? No. What is thermal efficiency of a system or of a cycle or a process? What is thermal efficiency? Means, so in this case, what is the thermal efficiency? Same thing yesterday we discussed, heat 1000 joule, and finally it reaches to the weld joint 800 joule, and 200 joule is conducted, right? So what is the thermal? If this is a heat source, it may be your electric, gas or chemical. This is heat generated, that is H is equal to this much. And suppose F1 is your 0.7 and F2 is 0.8. Now tell me, what is the thermal efficiency of the welding in the process? What is that? So thermal, what is the philosophy of the efficiency? What is the philosophy? Philosophy of efficiency. What is the thermal efficiency? Tell me. Useful divided by total. Right? Now something like that. How much you spend, how much you spend to achieve something, right? No, you spend lot of amount and finally the fruitful useful things. So finally useful, what is the useful here? Only 6000 joule is useful and your total is 1000, right? Because useful amount is only 600 joule, because 800 200 joule uh, dissipated in a transfer and 200 joule were conducted through the material. So only 600 joule was useful for the weld melting, for the melting process, and we total supplied this. So thermal efficiency is 0.6, right? Fine. Am I am I right? Tell me, man. So yeah. So here, what is F1 value? F1 value. F1 value is your 800 divided by 1000. That is 0.8, and F2 value is your 600 divided by how much? 800. So what is that value? 0.75. Am I right? So thermal efficiency, am I right? Involvement is necessary. So thermal efficiency is your basically F1 and F2. If you both you multiply, this will give you this. So you can write this useful, right? Useful. That is 600 by 1000, and this you can also write 800 divided by 1000 into 600 divided by 800. 800 will be cancelled, that is also equal to 800, 600 by 1000, and this is equal to F1, this is your F2. So this is your F2, this is your F1. So you can write thermal efficiency is F1 into F2. Thermal efficiency is F1. Clear, everybody? I will keep on repeating if you don't say yes. Again, I am telling you, I will be keep on repeating this. Okay, fine. And this is the reason we in in fluid mechanics, fluid, we, whether it is what is called volumetric efficiency or mechanical efficiency or hydraulic efficiency, all we multiply, all efficiency is multiplied, mechanical, hydraulic or volumetric. Okay, please solve this. Please solve this and let me know the answer. A weld is made using metal inert gas welding process. The following welding parameters, which give the following parameters: current, voltage, current is 200 ampere, voltage 25 volt, welding speed 18 centimeter per minute, wire diameter 1.2 millimeter, wire feed rate 4 meter per minute, thermal efficiency of the process 65%, the heat input per unit length of the weld, the area of cross section of weld bead. So 1.083. It is Rajat, is it 10.83 or 1.083? Centimeter. Okay, fine. You are writing millimeter. In centimeter, it will be more, right? Correct. You are correct. Answer is in a centimeter, kilojoule per centimeter. So your answer is matches. Your answer matches. Yes, yes, you're right. Okay, fine. I think I solved it. Only one guy, two guys got the answer. What about other guys? I explained problem, right? the heat input per unit length. Fine. Of the weld, right? So H, this is this relation, and here it is given F1, F2 multiplication. So heat input per unit length will be you have to divide with the length, right? No, just heat input. What is that? This is F1, F2, AW. What is that? 25 and 200. You divide with the length. This is a 4,000 millimeter per minute. Right? Welding speed is this much, welding diameter is this much, feed rate is given. Just it is in a previous problem we have already discussed. Kilojoule per centimeter. Because L by T is your speed, welding speed. Already we have discussed. N is your length of weld, right? So they have asked heat input, that is energy, not power, per unit length, right? This is your voltage and current. This is voltage and current. Then divide with the speed. It's a repeat problem. Everybody getting this? No, huh? Hey, what happened? Problem is not clear or what? Sir, why we are dividing 18 by 16? Why we are dividing by, till the Parveen, why we are dividing 18 by 60? Because it is in a minute, man. It is in a minute, that's why. 18 centimeter per minute. So we are writing 18 divided by 60. That will be centimeter per second. Because power is equal to VI. This will be in your what? It will be in a second. Watt. So we'll now we'll understand another topic, that is heat transfer mechanics in a resistance welding, right? Or power source in a resistance welding. You'll understand this. So resistance welding is your solid state welding. We have already discussed yesterday. Resistance welding is your solid state welding. Solid state welding. No melting, no fusion. Already we have discussed. And some example is resistance is spot welding. Spot welding. Resistance seam welding. Resistance projection welding. Flush welding. This flush welding comes under category of resistant welding, and it is no fusion because no, there is no resistance plus welding there. So all are here resistance welding. Now we'll understand the mechanics, heat transfer mechanics, how heat transfer takes place, and we'll apply all our physics of building, and we'll solve a lot of numerical problems. So here heat is required again. Heat is required, right? Because it is a hot welding process. It is not cold working process, and that heat we obtain from where? Obtain from resistance heating. Resistance heating. And you know what is resistance heating? Heat generated in a resistance welding is H is equal to I square R T, where I is your current, R is your resistance, and T is your time. What time? Time of flow of current, right? Or we can say, right, time of current flow. And right, so if you more time means more resistance, more current, more heat will be generated. So what about F1 and F2 here? What happened to F1 and F2? Generally, F1 is your 1 because heat transfer takes place directly to the work surface area. But in case of gas welding or arc welding, heat is transferred from the electrode, and from the gas welding it is from the torch. So generally, F1 is your 1, and F2, or even this will be your, we can say, right, HW is equal to F1 F2 H, or I can say that F1 F2 I square RT. Don't confuse, because confusion kills. So in the resistance welding we can write K I square RT, where K is a constant or a factor, right? And that K is your, in fact, it is equal to F1 F2. But here F1 is generally 1, and right, F1 is 1. So generally K is your F2. Or you say that because there will be some loss, right? No. So K a factor, and I say that takes care of heat conduction, heat conduction and radiation uh, through the workpiece. Means, and the K value will be always less than 1, right? Because K value is always less than 1, right? So K will be given in your problem generally, right? Or we can say K is your thermal efficiency, because it is multiplication, right? No, it is multiplication F1 F2, or we have combined, because there is no significance of here F1, because F1, it is that we are not supplying from outside. We are not, heat is not supplied from outside. Heat is generated inside the material. Getting my point? Heat is generated inside the material, inside the resistance, by the resistance heating. It is not transferred from the arc or like this, or from the gas, right? because of this man, because it takes care of heat conduction. How? Energy conservation, no. Energy conservation. Because all resistance, this is your ideal heat generation. This heat will not be completely used in the heating the material. Some heat will be conducted through the workpiece by conduction or radiation. Yesterday we discussed na conduction. It is very difficult to weld aluminum, copper. Is it fine, Praveen? You are getting point. I mean, fine for you because this sequence in a resistance spot welding. Resistance is spot welding. So sequence will be your sequence, how it is done. So we have to make 4 figures. There will be 2 electrodes. Right? So here we'll apply current, very high current, power source. All figures are same. This is your electrode. This is your electrode. This is your work piece 1 or work piece 2. Right now. The sequence, how that is done. How that is done. Spot welding, right? It is in a spot welding. Okay, fine. So what we do, we apply pressure first. Right now, this is the first process. This is the first process 1. Then this is 2. and this is 3, this is 4. So first we applied pressure. So this will increase, right? No, and this is the pressure. Material welding definition already we have discussed. Joining of two similar, dissimilar, with or without filler material, with or without heat, with or without pressure. So here pressure is used. Fusion melting, there is no pressure because the melting, because when material is melted by the fusion, right? You have to melt the material. It is in a liquid state, but here it is in a solid state. So you are applying first pressure. So first operation is you have to apply the pressure. Then second operation is current on. Here there is no power initially, but now there will be power. There is a current flow, current will flow. Current is equal to not zero. Here current is equal to 0, and then what you call current is on, right? Here current is on and pressure is on also. Current is on, here current is given, and third one is your pressure is on and current is also on. Current on, so here only pressure on, right? Here your current on and your current and pressure both on, and we keep for some time, right? And then finally pressure is released. Pressure release. So basically, this is the cycle. Means you have to pump pressure, first pressure, then current. I mean, the current will be on for longer duration, 2, 3. Right now, this is the 2, 3. And finally, your pressure will be released. Pressure will be released. So it is one cycle. And when you do this, the weld joint will form here. Weld joint will form. Here, there is no weld joint. Weld joint will form. That is your spot welding. Right now, so you have to this duration, this is your current duration, I mean time up to which current was there, right? So t was your time, this cycle time is, and this time is different. This time is the flow of current. Right now, up to this time current was flowed, this is your complete cycle time. So similarly, you have to take another piece, you have to repeat it again, and this how this spot welding is done. Now we'll understand more about the resistance. How many resistances are there? So you have to, what do you call it? Concentrate. Please concentrate, because otherwise it will be difficult for me to make you understand. Or simply this. It will confuse you. Okay. Right? So this is your force you are applying. Force from both sides. And this is your electrode. Right? This is your electrode. So R1 is the electrode. So you have, this is all fine surface. 1, 2. These are contact surfaces. Right? This is the contact. R2, R3, R4, R5, and R6. So there are total 6 resistances. R1 is your total resistance, R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 plus R5 plus R6. What is R1? R1 is your electrode resistance. What is that? R1 is your electrode. R1 and R6. R6. These are electrode resistance. right? And this R2 is your electrode workpiece contact resistance. R2 is your what? Staying surface, or we can say electrode workpiece. Yes, good. R6 contact workpiece. R6 and R2 both are contact electrode workpiece contact resistance. Now R3 and R4, R5, sorry, R5 is your workpiece resistance, right? And R4 is your workpiece contacts, or we call it faying surface contact. So when current passes through this, right now we have power source, you have power source. So when current passes, current has to pass through all these resistances. Current has to pass through all these resistance. R7, where is the R7? Already R6 and what is that, man? You have two electrodes. So two into two electrodes, that is R1 and R6. R7 is also there, huh? One minute, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7. Fine. So yeah, plus R7. So R1 and R7 is your electrode resistance. Then you have R2. This R2 is your R2 and R6 electrode workpiece resistance, and R3 and R4 is your workpiece resistance, and R4 is your this paying surface resistance, contact workpiece and work. It is very easy, man. You don't. I mean, I'm not teaching any big what do you call this? What do you call that? Any big theory like van der Waals equation, or any big concepts I'm not giving you here. And so you have here total 6 resistance. One is your material R1 electrode resistance. Then that is a contact resistance between electrode and workpiece, and this is the workpiece resistance. And again, this is the contact between workpiece R4, and this is again the second workpiece resistance. R6 is this contact resistance, and R7 is this electrode resistance. Basically, you have total resistance 7, and right. So you have four materials and three surfaces contact. So three material resistance, four, right? Four material resistance and three contact resistance, resistance. 3 plus 4, 7. Everybody is getting this all contact resistance. First, tell me you're getting it or not. Yes, no, maybe. One guy is saying yes. What about other guys? What about other guys? Nikhil, Neeraj, Sankeet, they are not listening. What about other guys? Where is our Nikhil? So I think that now I am hungry, man. So today evening, shall I arrange a class today evening? Because I have to eat here. I have not taken my breakfast. Okay. So today evening, everybody is fine. Okay, fine. Thank you.